Get started with our last presentation of the December council meeting. I can't believe it's already over. This one's called The Move Towards Continuous Security Monitoring by a good friend of mine, Mr. Peter Mell. He is a senior computer scientist at NIST. Peter's working with the Federal OCIO Council's Information Security and Identity Management Committee, the National Security Agency, and DHS to refine technical reference architecture for agencies to use in implementing continuous security monitoring. And with that, I hand it off to Peter.
Great. Am I on? Good. Thank you. So it is a pleasure to be here. I'll start off by saying that you all have made a big mistake. You have stayed for the last talk of the conference given by a scientist. I have lots of diagrams and charts. Wolf will like it. So hopefully the rest of you can just hang in there. But I come to you today, as all good scientists should do, I come to you with an idea. And as with most ideas that I come up with that actually work, I really borrowed a lot of ideas from other people. And I put those ideas together in a package, and I re-architected them a little. And what I attempt then to do with that idea is to sell the world on that idea, that it will work, to get people motivated, give them a vision, and attempt to change our government for the better. And so take what I'm going to tell you today is just that. This is an idea. Now, what's interesting about this idea is that I'm creating it with a lot of friends. And we'll talk about the friends. And those friends have some big plans. And we're going to talk about their big plans. I'm just a scientist. I'm not speaking for them. But I'll tell you what has been publicly said. And it occurred to me that thanks to Parham, I think he took off, I have been able to present every idea I've ever had here at GTRA. So that's been kind of fun. We started off 2005 with the National Vulnerability Database. Then we went on to the Common Vulnerability Scoring System of scoring risk for vulnerabilities. Went on to Security Content Automation Protocol, SCAP. We went on then to talk about a validation program for products so that you could actually procure products that truly did SCAP. Made a big switch. We started talking about cloud computing, the NIST definition for cloud computing. We talked about cloud security. And then that evolved into, hey, what do we do about clouds and security compliance? And so last December in this room, while the table over there was drunk and talking loudly, the rest of you that were here listened to me talk about the technical foundation for what we eventually turned into FedRAMP, which is the GSA program today that Ed O'Hare talked about yesterday. And so last May, I had an opportunity to switch gears again. And I work in a weird place. And once again, management said, do something else. You choose. And so I looked around, and I realized of all the things going on in computer security, that the topic that had the most tractability for real change, the new topic that had the most tractability for change, was continuous security monitoring. And not only that, I love technology as well as security, and I realized that continuous security monitoring is really kind of a short-sighted view of it, that if you're going to monitor your IT, you're going to be able to monitor for a lot more. And so I wanted to be able to expand my horizon and jump into that. So the story, unfortunately, because I like to be part of stories, the story started before I was involved. The story really started back in last May, or maybe April, and this is all public knowledge, I'm not telling you any secrets. Last May or April, when the federal CIO contacted DHS and said, I'd like you to look at the best of breed continuous security monitoring solutions in the government and look at those solutions, abstract them into a reference architecture that we all can use so that agencies can replicate what has been done by the people that have already solved the problem. Make sense? DHS then went to the IRS, Treasury. OMB said, hey, what about Department of State? So they went to Department of State, and I'm sure you've all seen John Streufert's picture in some security magazine as a leading example of continuous security monitoring. And DHS created what they called CSERS. The acronym is in here in this slide somewhere. It's big, long, and eludes me. But basically, it's a reference architecture for continuous monitoring. We're going to talk about CSERS. But about the time that CSERS was being vetted internally within the government, the ISIMC, the Information Security and Identity Management Committee, formed a group for continuous security monitoring, co-chaired by Michael Jones from the Army, who spoke on Sunday. And the reason I jumped up here to flip slides for him is he loves to give commands. He likes to tell someone to flip the slides. So that's why I helped him out there. John Streufert, Department of State, the CISO there, and Timothy McBride from DHS, Federal Network Security, who, and this is key, who actually has a procurement background. And that's key to this whole story. So we all started meeting under the banner of the ISMC, under the leadership of those three men, and we realized that we needed a few things. And again, I'm actually, instead of jumping into the technical slides, I'm sorry, Wolf, I'm thinking the audience will be more interested in this story. So we'll get there, though. Be patient. And so we realized that we needed several things. Now, number one, we needed metrics. What are the metrics that can be collected that'll result in actual improvements of security? And DHS came out a little later on and publicly said, you know, with Cyberscope, what we have now is just the beginning. You know, where we want to go is quantitative low-level metrics aggregated up and reported to DHS and then OMB. And so as a primary goal, you know, that group is looking at, you know, what are the metrics that are going to be collected for Cyberscope, and given that DHS owns Cyberscope, that's their initiative. So I'm not going to talk about that, because that's theirs. We also identified a need for some training and awareness in government to sort of get the government momentum going towards continuous monitoring. There is no continuous security monitoring first policy. You know, so we need to create an argument that this is cost-effective, achievable, that it truly supports operations, and as a side benefit, oh, hey, it happens to do our compliance up to DHS, and as part of that side benefit, whoa, it can save us a lot of money. And so that has been some of the motivations behind all of this. Now imagine we want certain people want you to report aggregated low-level metrics to Cyberscope up here. You've got, if you're like most agencies, you've got a diverse set of security tools down here, different vendors. They use different names for different things, product names, vulnerability names, patch names, virus names. And you need to somehow link the two together. How are you going to do that? Department of State